Welcome, everybody, to Catfish Weekly, presented by Wear Apparel, along with Doc Lang. I'm Lyle Stokes. Doc, what a week we
had. Yes, we did. It started out bad for me, but Tuesday was one of the greatest days of my life, and then it just kept getting better as the week went by.
I agree, and I hate it that you had the problems going down there with your wheel bearing and stuff. But that's one of the things that you had talked about on Doc's tip of the week was to be prepared for situations like that, and you was.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a freak thing. I'd never seen that center hub sheared on one of those because the bearings are still good, but the center of the hub, it just sheared it right off. I have no idea why it did that. I don't know if it's a brake locked up on it or what it was, but it could have been catastrophic.
It absolutely could. And then we got down there, and there's Bink down there with trouble too.
Yep.
I was glad that you or him or whoever seen it got that found, and we got him fixed up, because that's the last thing he needs out on the road, or anybody for that matter, but especially him and Janet, to have problems going home or something. And it didn't take just a few minutes, and we got him fixed up, and I understand he made it home all right. So
no problem.
Jason Mathena, he had problems with a bearing or something on the way down there too.
Yeah. So I think he changed his out before he left. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, but and that's the one thing about the catfish community. Anytime somebody needs a problem, has a problem, everybody just jumps in there, because that was a team effort. You were there, I was there, and there was guys that walked up, say, "Hey, you guys need some help," and stuff like that. So that was cool. Bink was stressed out as it was, but we got him calmed down and took a look at it. Okay, that looks good. All right, let's go with it. So
that's exactly right, and I was really, really happy that we found it when we did, got it fixed up, and got him ready to go. And that's what we had to do, and that's what he needed done. And the fact that he didn't have troubles going home. It was a little warm out there, but it didn't take us very long to fix him up. It went pretty quick. And that's what we want. We want to get everybody fixed up and get them going.
Yeah, and another one of my doc's tips was using those infrared guns. Those things, they will tell you if there's an issue.
Now, is that how you found your problem?
Yes, we had stopped. And I shot one wheel, and then I went over and shot another one, and I shot the third one. They were all running, because it was early in the morning. It was 5 a.m. And I shot the fourth wheel. All the other wheels were like 72 degrees. And I shot the fourth wheel, and it was 130. And I knew right then and there I had a problem. I thought I'd lost a bearing, which in a way, I was kind of upset, because, I had repacked all my bearings before I left.
Mm-hmm.
And then I noticed that there was grease all over my lug nuts. And I told Lynn, I said, I'm on flat ground. I said, let's just go ahead and change it out right here. So I had those little Atwood lights, and I set those up, and then Lynn stood there and held that one and lit the area up, and I just took my time and took them off, and I was shocked when I went to pull the wheel, and the whole center section just fell off.
Wow.
So that would have created some damage, not only to my vehicle, but maybe to somebody else's.
That's right. That's right. And there's no sense in doing it. I think you made a wise choice by going ahead and taking care of that and getting it done. And you run the rest of your trip all the way home with no problems.
Yeah. Yep. Never had another issue.
Yep.
And if you're going to have trouble with that kind of stuff, when that ambient air temperature is at 90 degrees, like it was when we were down there,
right?
all the way home. I was at 103. That's as high as my bearings got. And Bink even called me a couple of times, and he said, "Hey, my bearings are running right around 100 degrees." I said, "Yeah, you're in good shape." So
perfect. That's where you want them to be. That's exactly right.
yeah.
You know, can you believe them fish that them Massengill boys put in the boat?
Oh, yeah. That was. I mean, them guys. They're like the Kevin Van Dams.
Yeah, they got it going on.
Catfishing. Yeah,
they got it.
They're tough. Yeah.
We had a real good visit with those guys down there, and just so everybody knows, I tried to contact them last night to see if they could be on the show, and I know that both of them work, and I'm sure that the messages that they're getting are just astronomical, because I know what I come home to, and I haven't even answered the rest of mine from being gone last week yet. And they never did get back with me. So at some point, if they decide they want to do that, then we'll still do that with them. But at this point, they haven't said anything or let me know anything. So that's why they're not on here. It wasn't the fact that they didn't have the offer, because they always have an offer. They can, if they want to be on here sometime and just decide all of a sudden they want to be on here, we'll make room for them, won't we, Doc?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, most definitely. I think there's a lot of people who would love to pick their brains.
Well, I think you're right. And one of the things about Daryl and Jason, they're such great guys, and they will share information with you and tell you if you ask them questions. They're really, really, really good guys. And like I say, I know that they both have jobs they have to attend, as the rest of us usually do. And it is what it is. And maybe they're working, and maybe they didn't have a chance to do it, and that's fine. But the big events, we always try to get the winners on if we can. Sometimes we can't do it, but we'll do it whenever they're available and we're available, and that's how it'll work. So they have been contacted, and like I say, at some point they decide they want to do that, then we will hook them up. We give away some stuff Thursday night, Doc.
Yes, we did.
I mean, I was kind of shocked. I knew that George had a bunch of prizes that he wanted to give away. I knew that, and we had talked about it. And when people like Tony Caton call up and want to give away 5 rods at a time, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I want to thank Tony and Caleb and Big Cat Fever for doing that. I didn't. Cindy read the message and she showed it to me, and I read it 2 or 3 times, and guys that wasn't sure what was going on, and we called him up and said, "Hey, make sure we're doing this right." I didn't want to say something maybe misunderstood what he was trying to tell us, and what he said is what he wanted to do, and that's an outstanding gesture from him. We really appreciated that, and I know the winner of that will appreciate it very much. And getting to sit down and visit again with Bill Dance, my gosh, he's a great guy. I don't believe, Doc, there's anybody in the fishing industry that does any more for conservation of our sport than Bill Dance does. And I know we talk about this a lot, and a lot of people talk about catfish conservation. But not only was Bill instrumental in getting regulations put in his state, I know for a fact that right now he's working with at least 2 and possibly 3 other states to get this inducted into their states too. And he can bend their ear where some of the rest of us may not be able to.
Yeah, yeah. And and when he was talking to us there when we were at his studio, and he was telling us how he does things, I mean, that was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he's very hands-on.
Oh yeah.
He writes the scripts on how they're going to do stuff. Now, he can't tell the fish to bite or when to bite or anything like that, but he has a plan when he goes into those shows on what's going to take place and what you have to do to make the show to where people want to see it. And he's been doing it a long time, and the man's got it figured out now. He really does.
Yeah, and then when Lynn asked him, I want to see the bloopers, and then he I mean, it's pretty good when they bring it up, and then Bill starts narrating it, you know, and he's saying, "Yeah, you all gonna like this one right here. This is really good." So,
honest to God, I don't think he ever forgets anything or any.
oh, I know he doesn't,
You know,
man.
we see him once a year, on a rare occasion, twice a year, and he knows us by name. We pulled into the boat ramp to secure our place down there to park the boat, and he was launching his boat, and man, he's got his arm out the window and he's waving at us, and it's a feel-good thing for me that a guy of that stature would even know who I am, much less can't wait to visit with you every year. And he's just so knowledgeable and such a good guy for the sport. And I am thrilled, Doc, that he takes his time and interest and puts it into the catfish industry, because let's face it, he really don't have to.
No, right, yeah. And he's got a lot of influence. That's a big thing. He's got a ton of influence, and that's what the industry needs. That's somebody that can just, you know, take it and go and say, "Hey, you need to do something about this."
That's right. So, you know,
hopefully he can get something going for other states.
Well, I hope so, and I know he wants to do that, and him having the desire to do it makes it much better for all of us, because he can make, like I say, he can make things happen that some of the rest of us can't. And you know, I told you the other day that I'm up for an award for the conservation department. I hadn't told anybody else. The only person that knew that was Cindy for conservation efforts in our state. And something has come up, and I'm not going to be able to attend that meeting. But just being nominated and receiving an award for conservation efforts, it'll just about bring tears to your eyes, because so many people think that you're saying stuff and you don't really do it. And when you're recognized for that, it's extremely important. And I'm thrilled with the whole situation with that. It's a shame that I'm not going to be able to attend that, but we had prior commitments, and I just am not going to be able to make it. And I hate that, but I do thank the Missouri Department of Conservation and the Heritage Foundation for at least considering me.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Yep, really is. We got a bunch of stuff to go over, Doc. I don't even know really where to start. What do you got suggestions for?
It was kind of interesting. You know, each night we all sat there and we talked about a lot of different stuff. You know, we met a lot of people. I met a ton of people. At Bass Pro, there was a young man and I wrote his name down because I did not want to forget this, but his name was Justin Grell, and he is stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about flatheads, and, you know, and we were just talking about different riggings and stuff like that. And he was saying that, you know, he's starting to get in tournament fishing, and he says, I'm moving up to a different boat, a bigger boat each time. And then I saw where he had checked in a 48.11 pound flathead. That was the first fish that was checked in. And he ended up in 18th place. So that is great for him and his partner.
It really was. I visited with him for a little while, and a very outstanding young man.
Yeah, very good. And I mean, you know, we met so many people. You know, since I've been on Catfish Weekly, people run into you and, hey, I know you, and they start talking to you. And in my mind, I never forget faces, but I can never remember names. I just have, and there was a couple of people come up and I said, I'm sorry, tell me who you are. then, you know, it's just, I just can't remember names. But I don't forget the faces. You know, I know who they are. Oh, I can't remember your name. So
one of the things about that is, Doc, when we do these shows every Monday night, they get to see us every week.
Right.
And we see their names, and we see them personally once or twice a year. And one of the greatest feelings that I ever get is when we pull into a filling station or a convenience store or a truck stop on our way to these events, and you pull up and these guys come up to you and talk to you about doing the show, and they know who you are. and you know, it's very humbling to me for that to happen, because, you know, realistically, we never figured it would ever get to this point. We didn't know that it wouldn't, but we really didn't know that it would. And it's very nice to see that, and people appreciate what we're trying to do, and I enjoy it so much, and I know that you do, and it makes it for a lot of fun. But you know what? As fun as that is, being in that boat the last few days with you and Lynn, it was a blast too. We had a really
good time. Yeah.
And I want to thank you for, on short notice, getting your Sea Ark ready and bringing it down there, because that could have been bad if you hadn't been able to do that. We'd have struggled getting our tracker ready, because it hadn't been running over a year, and it would have really been hard for us to make that happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I had a good time.
Oh yeah, it's we did have a good time. We didn't quite get the finish we was hoping for, but boys and girls, I'm going to tell you, when Doc pulls up the trolling motor and he takes off and he takes you in on some wood, he's going to put you on a flathead. I promise you that. I was just happy.
That was pretty awesome. Yeah,
it was. I was happened to be the lucky guy that was sitting beside the rod, and we was kind of struggling for our last couple of fish, and you know, you can't take no chances when you're a tournament. Whoever gets the opportunity to boat the fish is who you get it. But that was a great flathead. I enjoyed catching it very much, and it's just like you knew exactly where you was going when you pulled in there, man.
I just seen that tree on the side scan, and it had the big root ball, and I didn't see the fish. Maybe it was underneath of it. I don't know. But anytime I see a big tree with a big root ball, that's just a magnet for a flathead.
Absolutely.
And you know, we anchored down, and it wasn't. What was it? 10 minutes? It wasn't even that long. I don't think
it wasn't very long.
It came pretty quick, but he did not hit like a normal flathead.
No.
I thought it was a blue, and then he danced out of the net. Oh my goodness, I'd never seen that before. And now, and let's give that to the viewers. We had this fish came in the net, and in 3 seconds, he must have had part tarpon in him, because he came out and he was tail walking. He tail walked out of the net and back into the water. I have never seen that. I mean, that was a big flathead, and he knew that net was not his home. But I fooled him on the second time, because when I got him in, I slapped the net up against the boat, and he still tried to tail walk out of it again.
He tried to swim out of that thing the second time. It's like he'd been in a net before.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was an absolute blast. We had a wonderful time, and we got to see some really good people. I was glad Robert with Crusher Marine was down there.
Yep.
We got hooked up with him and got to spend some time Friday afternoon over there in his booth and meet his wife, and that was very enjoyable. I had to put up with Matt Jones, which was okay. Me and Matt kind of hit each other. We rub each other a little bit just for fun, but we had a really good time over there with them, and we got to see a lot of people that the only time we see them is once or twice a year, and it's always a blast. Of course, outside the motel, every eating was a great time. And you know, I was really happy that Bill and Blankenship, Bill Parfit, and all them guys invited us to go down to Beale Street with us. That was a really
we had a good time
experience. I've been hearing about Beale Street my whole life, and I probably would never thought about going down there, because when we go to these tournaments, it's pretty serious stuff. And we went down there and had a pretty good meal and a wonderful time. It was my first Uber ride.
Right, yeah. I didn't know what they were talking about, but boy, that lady, she knew where she was going.
You know what? That's if you're going to have any adult drinks, that's definitely what you need to do. I believe, I'm glad that Bill talked to us about that, and you know, we all kind of decided that was the best way to go, and I believe that was the smartest move that we made, probably.
Yeah.
Didn't have to worry about parking or anything or getting in trouble or nothing. They just take you there, drop you off where you want to go, and they come pick you up, and it's the same situation. So that was quite an experience. But One of the other experiences we had, I had to sit there with Janet while the Cardinals got beat 6-0 by the Reds while we ate dinner. That was not my most enjoyable time down there, but to be with Janet and Bink and you and Lynn down there for dinner that night, I had to take it. You know, I'd be on her if she had been on the other foot.
Okay, real quick here. Let me interrupt you, Lyle. Cad Daly says, guys, please share Catfishing for Kids Christmas Tournament November 18th on Wheeler Lake out of Ingalls Harbor in Decatur, Alabama. All donations are greatly appreciated. He just came on the chat and posted that. So there you go, Cad.
Very nice. Very nice. That's a worthwhile project, and it's a good thing that they tell us about it, because a lot of that stuff far off like that we don't know about until it's nearly too late. So now's a good time. And Kat, if you'll let us know every week, we'll try to help you out, or once a month, or however often you feel necessary. We'll try to tell you guys about that. You know, Doc, I want to touch on one other thing here right quick. I had contacted Rose about Thompson about cannonball sinkers.
Those things are awesome.
Yeah, I'd never used them before. I bumped for all the time I've been bumping with bank sinkers and never thought that there was anything that would work any better. And I kept hearing these guys talk about bigger footprint when it hit the bottom. It made sense to me. And I thought, well, the best way to do that, instead of buying a mold and then not being happy with the sinkers once you get them, would be to try some. And I knew that Hugh and Rose was coming down there. And we tested those things, and I believe that we get a better feel hitting the bottom. You could tell if it was sand. You could tell if it was mud. You know, it was very sensitive. Worked really well for us, and we actually got a few more to bring home before we left. So thank you, Hugh and Rose, for that. And I noticed that when we was outside that night, Rose had brought me some up, and I know they was getting ready to go home, and I walked back up to the group we was visiting with, and Steve Douglas said, what do you got there? And I said, cannonball singer. He said, where'd you get them? And I told him, I said, Rose Thompson's got them over there. And he says, does she have any left? And I said, well, I don't know. I think so. Yeah. The next thing you know, everybody and their dog was over there, and I don't know if they had any left or not by the time everybody got done, but everybody went and got them some sinkers. So
yeah, it looked like a bunch of seagulls flocking in on McDonald's French fries over there.
Exactly right.
Boy, they just boom. Everybody was over there.
That's exactly right. You know, and something else I would like to touch on, and I'm sure that you'll agree with me. That's a major event, and there's a lot of people involved. George works really hard to make that as good as he can. And we talked about this Thursday night. Leslie does so much behind the scenes that nobody knows about. What she does is a thankless job. She's not in it for self-promotion of any kind. She does an outstanding job. She took her cell phone when we couldn't get a signal out of Bass Pro Shop to run our show. We tried for nearly 3 hours to get the show going, and Leslie hooked us up with the connect
hotspot.
Yeah, hotspot on her phone, and we run that entire hour and a half show off of Leslie's phone with a better connection than what we had last year.
Yeah,
at the Pyramid. And she does so much for George, that tournament. She does a lot for Bill, but she does a lot for us. And I just want to thank her for everything she does.
Yeah, because and just for everybody's information, I know a lot of people thought we were going to go over there and do several shows, and that's the reason that we didn't. The last year we had all kinds of trouble with the feeds coming out of there. I don't know why, but it's I don't know. It's lousy. We had a lot of trouble, and actually this year would have been even worse, but Leslie bailed us out.
She did, and you know, you had a computer down there this year. We thought we was prepared. You brought your computer down. I brought 2 laptops, and we was trying to get the show up. I was working on one, you was on yours, and Leslie took a brand new one that I had and went over in a chair, and she just steadily pounded away at that thing, but we just couldn't get the connection out of the Bass Pro thing. And you know, I know we had trouble down there last year. I don't know if this year was worse because of the remnants of that hurricane or just
I don't know what it was, but
we,
man, it would not hook up.
It just wouldn't. And once it did hook up, you didn't even get to start the show, and it was gone. And it just didn't work out very well. But Leslie to the rescue, and
it was aggravating for all of us. We had people there waiting to get on board, and
well, you know, guys like Larry Muse and Hugh and Rose that had drove long distances to come up there and visit with us, and they're just hanging out, you know, and some of them's got to go to work the next day and different things that they have to do. Everybody's trying to get ready for the tournament, and they've patiently waited and done everything they needed to do to help us make it as good as we could in the situation we was in. And I really appreciate that. That's very nice of them. You know, Larry coming all the way up there. Of course, Bill, I don't know how far Bill is from Bass Pro, but he's not too awful far. George lives there pretty close. I'm sure Leslie does. But she's a lifesaver for us, and that's not the first time she's kind of bailed us out. You know, she's an outstanding lady, and those people down there are lucky to have her around.
Lyle, do you have your random.org ready?
As a matter of fact, I do. If you'll give me 1 second here, I've got this aggravating ass fly, and now I don't have it.
Well, let's spin the wheel.
Let's do it.
After you created a death scene on live TV here.
That's pretty good, Doc. Hey, pick me out a number, big guy.
3.
1, 2.
And there's no music because my phone's in the other room. It's been ringing off the wall all day.
Dan Carr.
Dan Carr. Ooh, I don't know if he was on here earlier or not.
I don't know how you keep up.
There's a bunch of them in chat tonight. There's a bunch of them in chat.
Yeah, it's that, and I'm glad. I think everybody's kind of enjoying what we're doing, and I know you and I have a blast doing it. Here we go, Dan Carr. This spins for you. Whisker Sticks, LED lights, Dan Carr.
All right. Yeah.
Sticks. Tim is gracious enough. He sent me a bunch of those. We're getting low on them now, but we still got plenty, and we will send you out a pair of those Whisker Sticks LED lights.
He's got a new. Have you seen his new T-shirt he's got out?
No.
He's got a nice looking T-shirt. It's kind of, I think it's black. It says Whisker Sticks on it. I was talking to him today.
Hey, looky here.
Yeah, and there's our new T-shirt. Yeah.
You can buy those from us. We're not big into selling, but we need to get to the point where we break even at some point. So Robert hooked us up with these shirts, and they are for sale on the Catfish Weekly YouTube or Facebook page. And since I haven't had a chance to get everything done up, Robert has some spots here, or Glen has some spots here, and this one right here has a little notch out of it. If you hit that spot, you're going to win a Catfish Weekly T-shirt. So
cool.
But if you hit the other one, then you're going to win some RigRap. So it's not really a bad deal any way you go.
And we got some of the best sponsors on our show.
We do.
In fact, our main sponsor, Rob Clodfelder. What about what he did at the weigh-in? Wasn't that awesome?
That was outstanding.
Yeah. It gave away money at the weigh-in.
Yep. That
was outstanding.
It really was. Rob really goes above and beyond it, and I know that he's busy at work, and I think it's a great thing that his daughter's able to come in there now and kind of help him with his company and all that. But yeah, Rob is a really super guy, does wonderful things for the sport, makes a great T-shirt, hoodies, stuff. So that was a really cool deal. Brought Mr. Wade up there and give away some stuff in front on the stage and everything, and I thought that was just pretty cool.
And I got another shout out, and the guy's in the chat right now, and that's to Mr. Mike Paul. We were in some pretty ripping current, and your anchor held my 240 like nothing.
Yep.
Nothing at all. In fact, Lyle got to see it get pulled using the ball, and we didn't lose the anchor this time. but it was, we were anchored on sand, and it never moved. It stayed right there. So Mike, man, you make a great anchor. Appreciate it, buddy. It holds my it's a whole lot easier than trying to get that daggone Richter anchor on board, which weighs a ton.
Yeah, those, I think the one that I have of his is 16 pounds, and I can pull it, but that anchor ball is definitely the way to go. But I told him last year when I see him, I said, that thing, it might hold a little too good sometimes, but there's nothing you can do when you get in those revetments. I don't care what kind of product you have. If you get hung in sideways on one of the revetments, you're probably going to lose some stuff.
Yeah.
But that anchor locks down first time, every time, works really good. And Mike's a super guy and makes an outstanding product.
Yeah. So thanks again, Mike. I seen you on the chat there, so appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for tuning in to Catfish Weekly.
And we hope you're feeling better, because we missed you down at the tournament, and hope you can make it to Monsters. Next big deal coming up is Monsters on the Ohio.
That's right. It's 3 weeks away.
Now, there is a tournament this weekend at Hallsville. Is that correct? With Jay?
Correct. That's a Bruce Midkiff tournament.
Right. So we want to give them guys a shout out so they can get in. If you guys are not entered in this tournament, you need to get a hold of them guys and get involved with this. I believe they've got a huge number coming up for that tournament, Doc.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to Josh in a while, so I don't know where they're at on that tournament. I think there's an issue with the dam, the upper dam. Can't think of the name of it. I think the big locks is shut down right now.
Yeah, I believe that it is. Now, I know Josh was wanting 100 boats for this tournament. I think he's really close. So any of you guys want to fish a tournament down there, jump on in there and get that. The Bruce Midkiff tournament is $5,000 to win. You need to be there if you're in that area. Even if you're not, $5,000 to win is worth the drive down there to get there. Also next weekend, not this weekend, coming up the following weekend. Let me check here. Yeah, the 30th and 31st will be Twisted Cat Outdoor, or the 1st, I guess. Twisted Cat Outdoor year-end tournament will be in Quincy, Illinois. It's a 2-day deal. If you have any concerns, if you're interested in fishing that, get a hold of Alex Nagy. He can hook you up with all the information with that. They have a bunch of added money in that tournament. It'll be a huge payout on that one too. So be sure to get involved and get a hold of Alex and show up there in Quincy, Illinois. Should be great fishing that time of year up there.
Yep. And Glen, we used our rig wraps heavily this weekend.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Yeah. And, I mean, it was only a few minutes and we were back in service with our rods. So another great product.
That is the fastest way. I don't care what anybody says. The fastest way to get your stuff back on. And we hung up a few times, Doc.
Yeah.
And a few times we hung up multiple rods at once.
Yeah, but I mean, we got them back in service just in a matter of minutes. You know,
that's right.
One, you know, I'd be doing one, you'd be doing the other, and Cindy be keeping an eye on the other rods.
Yep, it worked out really well. It really did, and.
But yeah, like you say, the rig wraps are definitely a way to go. A whole lot easier trying to get them out of the bags and stuff like that.
I just got a message from George, and he's telling me that $25,000 in product was given away at the captain's meeting. Has nothing.
25,000. Wow.
25,000 in product was given away at the captain's meeting. That has nothing to do with tournament prizes or anything like that. So that's a big number. That's a really big number. I knew they had a bunch of stuff, but I didn't know they had that. That's huge.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of tournaments that won't pay out $25,000. So that's a big number. That's very nice to know. Really, really a great deal. I'm thinking George probably out ready for a vacation. He's he was having some times down there. He just gone like a chicken with his head cut off most of the time. I've done some of that, so I know where he's at. And after you had that tournament last year for Bink, I'm sure that you understand that.
Oh, yeah.
And what we've done, multiply that several times, is what he went through for several months. But like I say, he had some really good help.
Yeah, everything went everything went smooth. The weigh-in was great. Jody, as always, does excellent job.
Yes. You know, Jody, I remember the first tournament I seen Jody at, and him and I talked. He was a little concerned. He didn't know some of the guys and different things. He was a bass guide. It wasn't real familiar. He done such a great job down there. He knows everybody now. He knows what they're after. He knows how to do stuff. I don't know if he's taken what he knew from the bass and incorporated it into the catfishing, but he done such a great job down there. It's unbelievable. I just so proud of Jody and what he's done with that. It's just really cool, and we are thrilled that he is part of catfishing sport now.
Yeah, and if anybody didn't know what Catfish Weekly was all about, when we rolled up in my boat, everybody knew what Catfish Weekly was.
That's correct.
Joe, hats off to Jody. He really put us out there and let everybody know who we were and what we were doing. So
that's right, and you just can't thank a guy like that enough for what he does, and he done that for a lot of guys. He spent a little time with Bill Dance and Jeff Dodd, but you got to spend time with Bill and Jeff and Swamp. Them guys, they put a big number in the boat too. Yeah. They had some great fish, and Jeff Dodd. You just can't say enough about Jeff. He's the king of the catfish area and then community. Everybody loves to see him. He's super nice to everybody. He'll tell you anything you want to know. I seen Jeff spend so much time visiting with guys down there, and they was asking him questions and picking his brain, and he just answered them, just rattled off the correct answers every time.
Yeah,
just really good guy.
One of your pro staff did real good too, didn't he?
Jason Jackson and his partner Moses, they did third place. We was very proud of Jason. Done really good. We was represented very well down there, and we're so happy that all of them done well. But Jason and Tyler, they hit a third place finish down there with some good quality fish, and kudos to them guys. Very proud of what they done.
Yep.
So it's real good. I was kind of glad to see all the people out in the parking lot with their booths set up. I thought that was really good. Had a really enjoyable visit. I'm trying to think of her name right now. Sandy Flowers. I got to talk to Glen a little bit, but we spent a little bit of time over there talking to Sandy, and it was hot, and even being from Florida, it was kind of getting to her a little bit. She'd go inside and cool off, but, very, very, very nice lady to visit with. I heard Cindy talk for a long time, and it was a good thing that the Bass Pro Shop was there where we could go in and take a break, because I think
it was hot.
The heat index was like 104, and people like me and you and Vicky and guys like that, you get to go in there and take a break, then you go back out and you're good for a little while. But that's wonderful that they have that set up like that where we can kind of take a little break and go.
All right. Just so many people walking in and out. Seeing everybody, there were just people everywhere.
That's right. That's right. It was, that's a big event. And I was talking to a guy today on the phone, and he said, that tournament's only 2 years old. I said, that's right. And it's probably, it may be one of the top 2 or 3 in the nation, but it's definitely in the top 5. I would have to say that it's in the top 3, maybe higher up than that. It depends on how you evaluate things, so I'm not going to try to put a number on it.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the top 5, and it's going to keep going. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And it's in fairly central location. It really is. There was guys from the East Coast, from down south, from up north. I forgot what the furthest distance away. Do you remember what they was talking about there? It was like
800 some miles.
Yeah. Minnesota, wasn't it?
I don't know where he came from.
Way up.
Somebody said it, Twin Cities.
Yeah, Minnesota. That's what I thought. That's a haul now to go fish a catfish tournament. So it was really, really a good deal.
Yeah, Marty just came on here and said Minnesota, St. Paul.
Yep, that's what I thought. 825 miles. Thanks, Candace.
Yeah.
That's a that's a long way to go catch some whisker kitties. Now I ain't kidding
you. Catfish Closing said we came over 900.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, man.
That's a long haul too. That's got to be some kind of record. I'd have to think. 900 miles, man. Oh man, that's a long way.
Wow. Yeah.
So it is what it is. What do you say we try to get Glen on here?
Sure, let's do that.
He's got a big prize thing to tell us about that went on the other day. Let me see if I can send him this link.
He was just in the chat. While you're doing that, I'm going to give you a Central Ohio catfish results out of Allen Creek. 16 boats. First place, Michael Thompson and Alan Thompson, 35.14. Big fish, a 9.20. I believe these are all channels. Second, Ron Hughes and Irvin Perry, 32.12 pounds. And third, Chuck Venable and Austin, 28.16. Last week, last Monday night, I didn't get to share results because the live feed was so terrible. So I'm going to do that tonight. O'Shea, first place, Sean Dauphin and Alex Gowan. Big fish, 9.36. A total weight was 31.18. Second, David Funk, 30.34. And third, Joe Hatfield and Kyle Gildney, 26.18. Grand Lake St. Mary's, the 2017 Catmaster Classic. Mark Blauvelt and Watson, 34.40. Townsend and Storer were second with 32.40. And third was Meyerhofer and Hostin, 32.10, and Big Fish was 11.55. Buckeye Lake, and these were from last Monday. So first place, Tom Long and Mike Wall, 38.5. Second, Dana Jackson, Ted Ackerman, 36.6. Third, Jeff Corley and Tony Bernardo, 33.15. And fourth, Bob Kilkenny and Bill Taylor, 31.9. Big Fish was Bob Kilkenny, 8.5. And Catfish for Veterans. This was won by Bill Parfit and Jason Rath, 33.1. Second, Ron Farrell and Dale Clark, 32.14. They also had Big Fish of 13.4. And for third, there was a tie, 31.14 pounds. Nick Gatto and Jake Branham, Richard Standridge, and Dan Downey. And that's all I got, Lyle.
All right. I'm having problems getting this to Glen. I thought I sent it to him by that, but we're going to try it again. Ah, dang it.
Hey, Lyle, how about here's another interesting fact on the Monsters of the Mississippi. 12 teams had triple-digit numbers, 100 pounds or more. 12
amazing
teams.
That's amazing.
Yeah. What did George say? 5,000 pounds of fish in one day.
Yeah, that's
a hoochie bunch of fish, and there would have been a whole lot more, but people were shooting for that no weight big thing. And that was won by John Land. He's a good friend of mine.
And he won that?
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Yeah, so I don't know what all they got. I haven't talked to him to see what all he won, but you know, I think George said it was like $3,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah, and that's a big number for not catching a fish.
Yeah,
You know, it
yeah,
really is. Glenn, you should have that. So we'll see how that goes. I thought I'd already sent it to him, but maybe not. We'll let him try that and see if that works out. Yeah, $3,000 in cash and prizes to not catch a fish. That's something new. You know, I don't ever remember seeing anything like that in any tournaments.
yeah.
So yeah, that's a huge number, huge number. But it does speed up the weigh-in.
If yeah, it does.
Justin Wolf said he's pretty sure it was 1,000 cash and 2,000 prizes, and that's that sounds right. But man, that's a big number. That's a big number, and it did it. I gotta think, Doc, that'll help save maybe a fish that might be a little weak. But again, those guys was down there checking oxygen level and all the stuff in the live wells. They checked ours, and that in itself is something that is really, really good to do. I think that all the big tournaments need to have something like that, so we make sure. And you know, if there hadn't been the right amount of whatever in there, they would have brought oxygen over there and hooked it up.
Yeah,
But you
and
know,
that was interesting because you know we had our fish in there most of the day. The water temperature was 81 degrees, so it wasn't too much hotter than what was on the river. And what did he say? 40 parts per million?
I believe
And
that's
he
right.
said, "You're halfway." He said, "That is," he thought we were using oxygen. And I didn't. All I had was Steve Douglas's Aqua Lung, which I've had that thing on there for 10 years. And then using air bubblers. And I've got two of them going the whole time with 4 air stones. And them fish were in a jacuzzi in there.
They were just happy as anything could possibly be. They, you know, we never one time seen one turn sideways, belly up, or anything.
No.
When we grabbed them out, you had to find them, and you had to wrestle with them. They was not going to just give it up without a fight. And
yeah. And that one little rat that I was trying to chase down, that little guy, man, he was all over that live well.
And you get a hold of him, he sneak away from you. So, you know, it's really hard to do.
Dieter, look at we hear you, Dieter. He's saying, Lyle and Doc, who came closest to guessing the winning weight? Huh?
Yeah, I talked to Dieter today. He's a hoot, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's spin that wheel while we're waiting on Glen to come on board.
Okay.
We'll do it one more time.
Sure. Let me try to send it to him again in another format. Maybe he can get it that way. We had a little bit of issue with him last time we tried to do this, getting on, but eventually did make it. How about a number, Doc?
Let's go with number 1.
1 it is. And the winner is Darren Mudge.
All right, let's see what Darren wins.
Let's do. And it's a RigRap.
All right.
I know that'll make him happy.
Yeah.
So we will make sure that we get him all fixed up with the RigRap stuff and send him a prize package from RigRap. Our little pointer got bent on our trip, Doc. It's not quite straight down like it used to be.
Oh, really? I noticed it had a different tone.
Yeah, I will work on that and try to get that straightened out.
It still clicks.
It still clicks, but not quite like it was. I want to try to send him that on Facebook and see if he can get it off of there. It just emailing those links does not work as good as doing it on Facebook. That you can just click on the link and go, and it works so much better.
There he is, right there.
Hey,
Glen. Welcome to the show, Glen. Oh, I like that hat.
Can you hear me?
See that? Yeah, I like that hat.
Very nice.
There I am. How are you guys?
Good. You?
Good, man. Doing good. Now, I'm going to tell you, Glenn, we give away some of your stuff down there in Orange or in Memphis.
Yep, we did.
Yeah, no, it's this is like one of the last hats I have.
That's too bad.
I'll get some more. Hey, Lyle, I want to see that shirt. That shirt looks pretty good.
There you go.
You got to stand up and give us a, give us a twirl and, show it off.
Two ugly mugs on it.
Yeah, man. I got to tell you. I'm going to tell you, I'm not fully recovered from the trip. I'm just pretty wore out.
Well, it was a long week for you guys.
It was, and that tornado or hurricane, I don't know why I keep calling it tornado, Tuesday, it absolutely poured down there. I mean,
well, we sent Irma on up to you.
Yeah, we appreciate all that too, Glenn.
Yeah, well, I had to, throw in a little bit for you.
But we're very happy that you survived all that with only minimal damage, and everything's good for you guys.
Yeah, no, hey, my thoughts and prayers are with the folks over on the West Coast and the Keys, and hey, let's not forget about Texas.
That's right. And I think some people have forgot that there is a lot of devastation in Texas.
Yeah.
You guys still need our.
It really is.
Sure.
It really. I'll tell you what, the Keys is a mess. I saw some images of Naples and in that area in the southwest part of Florida. They're still flooded. Yeah, and they still don't have power. So I mean, it hit them hard. We got hit with about a Category 2 here, and I'll tell you, the next day it looked like a bomb went off. I mean, trees were down, and I mean, and folks were just getting power back as of yesterday, and I'm sure there's still folks without it. So, if you're in the areas, anything you can do to help people out, help them out. As a matter of fact, there's a young guy down in Pompano Beach, Florida, and he was the man of the house, and he took care of his mother and his grandmother. And before we give away some stuff, I got a special Merry Fishmas stocking for my buddy Tristan down at Pompano Beach. Nice. He wanted a blue one. So
nice.
That's for taking care of his mom and his grandma during the hurricane.
That's really cool. Now, Glenn, Christmas is coming on us faster than most of us would like for it to. And
yeah, it normally does, right?
Yeah, I'm
usually at Walmart Christmas Eve going, okay, where's that list?
You do have the Merry Fishmas stockings ready to go, correct?
Oh yeah, quick story. I created this as a promotional item, and it turned out so well that we decided to actually make it a retail product. And if you want them, you can get them. We've only got about 2,000 left. We sold a bunch of them last year. And you can go to fishmasstocking.com and you can order them. In here, I mean, Lyle, I think you got one somewhere. I think Cindy took it from you.
Yep, I've got it right here. Hang on.
But these suckers are big. They're like 22 inches long, and they're really good quality. So if you're thinking about something for the fishermen in your life, and I don't mean to make this a commercial, but this is really cool. Go to fishmasstocking.com and get yours. There you go.
And mine's the green one.
Yeah,
you know?
And we got green, we got blue, and we have red.
Yeah, we're going to be getting one for all the grandkids and stuff. They're really neat. Pack a lot of stuff in there. For you guys that don't have a stocking at your house, there is no telling how many fishing reels you can't get shoved in one of their babies. So order one up and make your request right away. Very cool product. Very cool.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and we had a blast with it last year, and this year we hope to do the same. So, but we ran a contest this weekend or before the tournament. You know, it was a pick the winner of the Mississippi River Monsters. And I put it up, and, you know, we had our little set of rules and everything else. And I was expecting 1 or 2, maybe 3 people won it. 12 people won. 150 plus people. 12 people won. It's over $1,200 worth of RigRap stuff. And should I go through what they're going to win?
Absolutely.
Wow.
What do you think, Doc? What do you think?
12?
12.
12?
Almost 10% of those that entered won. Go figure.
That's crazy.
That's pretty ironic because we had 12 teams that had triple digits at the tournament.
Yeah, well, you know, it was a heck of a tournament.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you guys said it earlier, and let me say it again. George and Leslie and the entire crew, what a job.
Awesome
and I
job.
wasn't there. I was just able to watch it live. Leslie is, she's a saint.
Oh,
first of all, she's got to be to put up with George.
Well, and the rest of all them fishermen down there.
Yeah, no, she does the work of 10 people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she bailed us out on Monday night.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
We were late, but we did the show.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I venture to say that tournament will become probably one of the hottest tournaments of the year. George has got a few things planned for that, and I think if he follows through with it, it's going to be golden. It's going to be golden.
He's got a world of opportunity there, and one of the things, Glenn, that makes it so special, it's centrally located, but they've got fish and lots of. It's just a great place to hold it. And that pyramid is.
What an amazing facility!
It's one of the most beautiful places you could ever have. He's getting questions about what the cost is on those Fishmas stockings, Glenn.
They're $19.99, okay, plus the small shipping and handling.
Okay.
We're going to run a special on them. So if you haven't liked our Facebook page or followed us, please do, because we've got a few announcements that are coming out soon. I'm hoping everybody's been after the new rig pack cases. And next week, I'm hoping to have them this week, but I'm going to say next week we're going to make an announcement on those. We've got not one, but 3 new cases coming out. I also should have the pre-production samples. I shouldn't say pre-production, the production samples of the new Easy Slide. We had about a 2-week delay because we had to make some minor design adjustments, and I'm a stickler for things to be perfect. So we made it perfect. It cost us 2 weeks, but it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I want to thank the folks at Walmart for taking us. We're going to be in 2,000 Walmart stores come the spring, and I'm hearing that just about every big retailer in the country wants them as well. So if you're looking for Easy Slide, it's be available in the spring. And if you haven't pre-ordered yours yet, do so now, because the initial order is going fast. I'd say we got maybe 10 cases left to be able to sell. So,
you know,
it's coming.
We was asked about that. I can't tell you how many people asked about those. A lot.
Yeah, I got
everybody wants to know. Yep,
there they are.
That's it, man. Everybody's waiting. They can't wait to get a hold of them things.
You guys are gonna love this. You really are. You're gonna love it. All right, let's get to the prizes. First of all, we've got the Merry Fishmas stocking that you're gonna get. Okay. Now we're talking.
We're talking the 12 people that won, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I said winner or winners, and there were 12 winners. So each one's getting over $100 worth of RigRap stuff.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Postal Service is going to love me this week.
Absolutely.
All right. What else we're going to include? If you use braid, you're going to get a pair of our ceramics super cutters. I've gone through 80-pound braid over 1,000 times with a single pair of these. You're going to love these. Love
Doc, we talked about that all last week. That has got to be my favorite thing of all. And I love my RigRap products, but I keep them scissors. I was lost without them the other day. I left them in the truck, and I'm telling you, them things will cut through 100-pound braid like it's not even there. You can double it, trip it. If you have a knot, you want to cut the knot, it'll just zip right through them. That is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, it took us a long time to get those right, but they are dead on now. All right, next you're going to get a RigRap Rig Rack combo pack. This is valued at $24.99. You get 6 yellow and 3 orange. Now let me show you something real quick about this. Now you're only getting 1, but if you want more, what you can do is, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a male and female adapter on both sides of these and on the ends. Okay, I don't know if you see it, but these connect together. Okay.
And that stuff does not come out of there either.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And it comes with suction cups and Velcro straps, and everything's right in the kit for you. So it's all there. Now, I'm going to give the winners a choice. They can either get an additional package of yellow, or they can get a package of the orange. I know the Catfish guys like the orange one, so it's going to be your choice. Okay? We got 2 of the reds. These are these are the same size of the orange, but twice as long. Okay?
Now, Doc, we use those to put our demon dragons and floats in them, and
so
put the rig tied on them.
So there's 2 of those. Then you're going to get, this is a joint venture I have with a gentleman over in the west coast of Florida called the Threader. It's got a knife sharpener in it, a cutter in it, a little storage cavity, and little funnels where you can take your hook and put it on the other end. It's got magnets, and you can go ahead and thread your hook real easy. Kind of a cool tool. You're going to get a sticker, and I don't think too many people have seen this, our purple. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Mega.
This is, if you take the orange one, it's like 4 times the size of the orange, or like 2 of the reds. Okay. So this is big. I use these for my shark rigs. It's great. Then we got the lure lockers. This is the lure locker 4. There's 4 cavities here. So you can take your lures or your baits and put them here and run your leader right there. And this is the lure locker 3. And this one goes the opposite way, lengthwise. Okay. And it's 1.5 times the depth. So you can get whatever you need in there. That's over $100 worth of product, folks.
You know, those lure lockers are so good for putting in your hook, your leader line, your swivels. If you use demon dragons, if you use floats, anything like, they'll all fit in there, and you can have them at your fingertips. It's unbelievable how great that product works, because everything is right there. It's just snap, snap. You're out of there. You tie it up. You're back in the water. And when you're in a tournament fishing for these big dollars we fish for, speed is everything.
Yeah, it just makes fishing so much more convenient. And, you know, I talked a little earlier about the cases. And we have a case that we're coming out with that will fit the lure lockers and the purple and the reds. So, I mean, you'll be good to go.
Yeah, good to go. Gotta have some.
Well, of course, I'll get you some. Doc doesn't get any. He forgot the music.
I've got mine full right now. I need another bag.
Well, you got to remember. I'll remember the bag if you remember the music.
Oh yeah, my phone has been ringing off of the wall because everybody was calling and wanting to know where we got that flathead at. And what did I catch it in? Did we catch it in slack current or full tilt current? Trust me, we caught it in full tilt current.
You know, them guys, we done a little live feed, Glenn, and we was outside of a sandbar, and up on the next to the bar where we was at, the current was probably 2 or 2.5 mile an hour, but out on the outside of it, it was ripping out there, and we was using planer boards, and guys say you can't use planer boards in heavy current. We was using big baits, big weights, and big planer boards, and had 0 issues. So
you know, that's who was it that was it last week or the week before? Is it Matt over at Catfish? He was talking about my bait's bigger than yours on a T-shirt.
Yeah, we had some big baits out there.
We had some big baits out there. We cut the tails off of you, the whole skipjack.
Yeah, well, I think it'd make a great T-shirt. My bait's bigger than yours.
Yeah, that's right. That's pretty
so
cool.
What do you say we announce these 12 lucky winners?
Let's do it.
Sir. Go right ahead.
All right. First up, Frank Manley. Now, guys, I'm going to send you an email, or I'm going to contact you on Facebook, and I'm going to request your information. I'm going to give you my email address so you can send me all your mailing address stuff to your contact information. And then let me know if you want the yellow pack or the orange pack of the rig wraps. And you know what? I'll also give you your choice of colors for the Merry Fishman stocking. So it's going to be either green, blue, or red. Okay. So congratulations, Floyd. Next, Shane Lexell, Leksell. I'm sorry if I mispronounce names here. Steve Turner, Ethan Starr, Shannon Coley, Colley, Collie, Keith
Shannon. Yeah, Shannon from Ohio.
I don't know where Shannon's from, but when I get his contact information, I'll certainly know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where did I leave off here? Keith. I'm going to say Cheyenne. I want to say Cheyenne, but it's not. It's Cheyne. Cheyenne. Claude Catman Reynolds.
Oh.
Another guy out your way, Doc.
Yeah.
We got Jeff Frazier, Jeremy Cunningham, John Harden, Chubbs and Melissa Reeves, and Frank Neely.
Frank has his own little YouTube channel. Watches our show all the time. Great guy. Now, Jeremy Cunningham, you can just go ahead and send his prizes to me. Better yet, send them to his girlfriend, Callie Bowman.
You think?
Well, yeah, I do think so.
How upset do you think he's going to be at you, Lyle?
Pretty much, but it'll be okay, yeah. Jeremy's a really good guy. I've known him for a long time, built a lot of stuff for him. So,
well, I'll tell you what. Listen, everybody, all 150+ people that participated, thank you. We're going to do it again. I think Monsters on the Ohio will do it. We'll do it there. But this time, if there's multiple winners, we're going to draw. Okay. We're going to draw out of a hat. There'll be runner-up prizes, but I'm not giving away $1,200 worth of product again. You know, we're a small company. Here, watch me change hats. This is the marketing hat. This is the shipping hat. This is the customer service hat. You see how it works?
Yeah, I do. I know all about that, man.
So, you know, you guys are going to make me go broke.
Glenn, we can't thank you enough. I knew that there was a contest going on, but we was just so busy. I didn't get a chance to check it out. And when I found out what you done, I was just blown away. And when you sent me that email and I seen it that you had 12 winners, I thought, oh, wow, man, what a deal.
Yeah, I thought the fix might have been in. One of the was it Frank Neely? One of the guys mentioned that he follows catfishing like somebody would follow the NFL or baseball.
Right.
And he knows all the stats, and you name it, he knows it. And I'm thinking the fix might have been it.
Oh, I don't know. It might have been. Frank fishes a lot. He does a real good job on his channel. We watch all this stuff, and
yeah,
really
no,
good.
it's. But I really am thankful for everybody's participation and everybody's support. I mean, those that didn't win, I wish you did. Well, not not
you don't want 12 more.
But I really appreciate everybody's support, everybody participating, and everybody that's tuning in to Catfish Weekly. This is a great show, folks. This is for you. These guys work their butts off every week to put together a great show for you. And make sure you subscribe and support. That sounds like I'm preaching, but it's
we appreciate everything you do. Now I have another question for you, Glenn. You're thinking that maybe the boxes for our rig wraps will be in next week. Do you have an ETA on the sinker slides?
The sinker slides, I should have the production samples because everything comes to me first before I give approval for production. Now, like I said, we're about 2 weeks behind because of that design change we had to make. What's going to happen is that the first bunch of slides that come off production are not even going to go into corrugated boxes. It's going into a bulk pack. It's being air expressed to me so that everybody that pre-ordered gets their order within 3 or 4 days of when they start production. And then I'll wait for the other stuff to come in, by ship. But we're going to have to turn around and we're going to have to do this all over again here probably in November, December, because we've got to fill all the Walmart orders and everything else. See, that's what we normally do. All our orders start like in November, December for the spring market. It's kind of odd doing it this way, but we wanted to do it first run so that we knew the quality of the product was there. The manufacturer could manufacture it properly, et cetera, et cetera. So everybody that pre-orders is going to take advantage of that.
Well, Glenn, I know we got in your pocket a little bit, but in our chat, they're saying spin, have him pick a number. So why don't you pick us a number? Let's do it again.
Pick a number. Okay, how about 1?
1 it is.
Nice and easy.
And the winner is Will Schaefer.
Way to go, Will. You know what, Lyle? I think let's pick another one. Let's do 2 at a time. Let's do 2.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. What's the next number?
Let's do 3.
1, 2, 3. And that is Mindy Geary.
All right. So now we got two winners coming up here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you a curveball.
No, that's okay. I just want to get it right because I know her and I don't want her being mad at me because I pronounced her name wrong.
Well, you're taking people's prizes. You're losing people's names now.
No. Here we go.
By the way, you better give that stocking back to Cindy.
I only get to look at that on rare occasions, Glenn.
Don't set it near the floor. That dog will get it.
Catfish Conference.
Oh.
So, Will Schaefer will get tickets to the Catfish Conference. You need to message them and tell them that you won the tickets to the Catfish Conference on Catfish Weekly, and they will get them to you, and that's a pretty good prize in itself.
Yep, good old Hervey.
Hervey does a really good thing for us. Now, did you want to spin another one for Mindy?
Well, yeah, we already picked the number. Just go ahead and spin.
Here we go.
We tortured that wheel, Glenn. It held up pretty good this past week.
We did. Yeah, we even let Bill Dance spin it.
Yeah, no, I saw. It's great. I mean, glad that Bill's enjoying his rig wraps too.
Catfish Now magazine, Mindy. If you will contact Catfish Now
an article
and talk to
Ron Presley,
he will hook you up and you can tell him about your ventures, and he will turn that into a really nice story for you. And thanks you guys for playing the Catfish Weekly RigRap prize wheel game.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Ron did a great job in covering Mississippi River monsters.
He did.
Yes, he did. He was everywhere.
He was everywhere. I mean, I just go to his page just to see what was going on.
Yep, he was gone for a couple of weeks, and it's just really good to have him be up there. And Ron's been making most all of the large events, and we're very proud that him and his lovely wife can make it there. Karen's a really sweet lady, and we're all happy to see him whenever we get there. Yeah, no, it seemed like a great event, and I loved your interaction with Larry Muse and the GTO fishing girls. Rose was on. Wasn't Rose on there? Rose
was there, right?
We had a lot of fun.
And then Bill Dance.
Yep.
Bill's a hoot. He really is funny.
He's a really great guy for our sport. We think so much of Bill Dance.
Yeah. Well, you guys did a great job, and thank you for keeping all of us that weren't able to make it, up to speed.
Well, we have so much fun doing this, and it's like so many things. If it's not fun for you, you're probably not going to be successful at it, and you're probably not going to do it very long. And we really do enjoy it. Yeah,
well, it's not a lot of fun giving away $1,200 worth of prizes, I got to tell you.
I got to think that you must have enjoyed it.
No, I'm loving it. I think it's great. I think it's great. I think look at it was a very expensive lesson for me to learn.
We appreciate everything.
That's pretty good.
Hey,
but I'm glad that everybody's going to be able to take advantage, and you're going to love these stockings.
Yes,
things are so cool.
They are. They're bad.
Yeah.
We had to, when you're giving away $1,200 worth of stuff, and then Tony Caton called up and give away $500 worth of Big Cat Fever rods. Where are we going with all this? Is that amazing?
Well, hey, here's the thing. Proof positive that you have to tune in and watch Catfish Weekly every week. Because if you weren't watching, you didn't have a chance to win it.
That's exactly right.
True.
That's exactly right. I could.
I mean, people want, like, Lyle, I got to be honest. People want to see Doc more than they want to see you.
I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, without Doc, there's no show.
I believe it.
That's not true.
Of course, it's not true. You guys make fantastic pair. I always tell Lyle that you're his Ed McMahon to his Johnny Carson.
Yeah. I'm the older one of the two, though.
What?
Well, then you can be Johnny Carson. I don't. Whatever works.
I had guys ask me about that, Doc. They thought that I was all white and you wasn't quite so much, that we'd been telling them stories and I really was the old guy.
Well, here's a funny story. When I went down and when I went down to get Bink's slip at the thing, I told him what I needed and stuff like that. And he goes, "Well, you were here last year, weren't you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "We had Lyle's boat." "Oh, yeah, he was an older guy that had a white beard." I said, "Yeah, you got that right. You got that exactly right."
Well, they make stuff for that, Lyle.
Yeah, well.
And I told him, I said, "Well, this year my young boat is out there in your slip." So I forgot to tell you
again,
that.
You guys do a fantastic job, and thank you very much for your support and for an hour or so of great entertainment every week.
Oh, well, we have so much fun with it, and we enjoy doing it. Hopefully, we can continue to do this and have the success with it we've had for years to come.
Hey, so how many of those T-shirts do you have? You got enough?
Well, we've sold some today, and I'm thinking that we have probably Now this is just a ballpark number because I really don't know, but I think we've got 16 or 18 of them left.
Wow, good. Are you guys going to autograph them, special edition?
If somebody wants that, yes.
Oh, can I have one?
Absolutely.
Autographed?
You sure?
Okay.
Not a problem.
Love it. Great. I'll take an extra large, please.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'll take the next batch.
Okay.
But no,
we will make it happen. We sure will.
Terrific. Listen, congratulations, all the winners. I kid. I'm thrilled that you all won. Thank you again, everybody, for participating. We're gonna do it again. And Doc and Lyle, what can I say? Thank you so much for your support and for allowing me to come on tonight and having fun with y'all.
Well, Glenn, thanks for everything you do. It means so much to us, and I know the viewers think the world of your products, and we're so happy to have you part of our show. Thanks, guys. All right, Glenn. I'm out of here. Thank you again.
All right. Thank you, Glenn.
Now I got to figure out how to turn the thing off.
He had a problem last time.
Oh man, what a great supporter of what we do, Doc. He's just a great guy. How about a Doc's tip of the week?
Doc's tip of the week. Okay, so we're on the Mississippi River. A lot of times if we're drifting and we catch a fish, I put a little fishy symbol on the thing. Well, after a while, it loads up pretty good, kind of establishes a pattern. And then what I do is after I'm done fishing, I put everything on the SD card. I go in, you can upload it to Google Maps, and you can see where your fish were at. And, you know, even though fish move around, what you need to do is you go back in your unit and take out those little fish symbols because they're just taking up a bunch of room. And those fish move around. Now, solid waypoints, you can go ahead and leave them. And then like on Lowrance and Humminbirds, you can compact those so that they're in one area. Like, you know, I make notes on areas that we caught fish, where Lyle caught that flathead. Those are notes. Those are mental notes. And I also have them in my Lowrance. But make sure you always back up your waypoints and everything on your system, because at some point, it's like any computer, it may crash. That will save you your waypoints. And I've got like 15 to 1,800 waypoints in my units right now. So back them up, guys. And that's Doc's tip for the night.
And that's a great tip. You know, it's when we sold the Monster Cat here a week or so ago, we needed those waypoints off of that Lowrance. And I had to call you, and I went out to the boat and got in it, and you walked me through step by step. It was very simple, and we got all the waypoints off of that so that I would have them, because you and I had it last year when we was at Memphis, and we wanted them for a generalization. Even though we went different areas looking around, it was nice to go back and say, hey, these fish are still in this area.
Or they're still there. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And I think that is a wonderful tip, and people need to really pay attention to that. There is, if you don't know how to do that, there is people that know how to do it for Lowrance and Humminbird and whatever brand that you have. And you should always keep that stuff updated and backlogged, and not ever lose your stuff, because at some point you're going to wish you had it, you know.
Yep, exactly. And the nice part about it is we pulled all your stuff off of Lowrance. When you get your new sponsored boat, you're going back to Humminbird. Well, guess what? You can just take those units, and we saved them in GPX format, and you can upload them to your Humminbird, and you have never lost anything.
And that's just so great. And again, you knew how to do that. I did not, and you walked me right through it very easily, very quick. We wasn't out there 10 minutes, I don't think. And we had them in both formats, so we could put them on Lowrance, we could put them on a Humminbird, and everything was good to go.
And I did give you that card back, right?
I believe you did.
Okay. I couldn't. I was thinking here just now. I said, "Man, I don't remember if I gave it back to you or not."
We had to find it first.
Yeah.
But it would. Hey, next week, everybody, Jody Harrison's going to be on the show, and we're going to be talking winter blues on Wheeler. That should be a great time. Jody, I'm telling you, Jody just really knocked it out of the park down there at Memphis. He really did. Done an outstanding job. So we're going to find out if what all's going on with the upcoming winter blues on Wheeler. I don't know. Hang on just a second. We got Monday the 2nd. We're supposed to have Aaron Wheatley and Jim Sparks on here from Bass and More. Find out about your bait. Find out about any changes to Monsters on the Ohio. We'll get all that stuff done. And Monsters on the Ohio is the 14th of October, folks. It's right around the corner.
3 weeks away.
Twisted Cat Outdoors, 2-day tournament, the 30th and the 1st. That's all coming right up, so make sure that you get entered in this. Winter Blues on Wheeler, if I remember correctly, Doc, is the 6th of January.
Correct.
And another big event. It's just these tournaments are getting better and bigger. And then next year we start over with our regular local tournaments, and we'll be right back out in Memphis before you know it.
Yep, and well, we got the National Catfish Championship.
You know, I
Catfish Weekly National Championship. How did you forget something like that?
I don't know. It's on my mind 24 hours a day. It really,
you are tired.
I am tired. We have just shy of 200. We got a message today about two more tournaments wanting to enter for that. So we are going to have over our 200 eligible boats for the tournament. Hopefully we can get that many to show up. If we do, it's going to be a great payout for the top 10 places. And look on there. If you're already planning on the trip, be sure to get on there. I got a call from a lady at the Grand Glaze Inn today, making sure that we have her up on there for one of the host hotels. And that is a beautiful facility. It is less than a mile from the boat ramp. It's just kind of around the other side of the cove. There is 2 or 3 resorts on there and other motels. Great pricing on these things. If you're qualified and you're planning on going, I would recommend that you go ahead and do it, because we're right at the edge of when tourist season starts up there. There will be some big boats on the water, but school will not be out yet in our area. And that's what we were striving for, to make this happen before school gets out. And some of the guys that I know that fish that lake a lot said that time of the year, the flathead bite should be on fire. And there,
yeah,
I know that's what you're looking for. And
yeah,
there is really good flatheads in that lake. There's a lot of quality blues. It's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great event. Anything else we need to go over tonight?
Let's see. The top 5 teams from Mississippi River Monsters are now qualified.
That is correct. They are not up yet. I do not have that information from George, and I really, tell you the truth, I haven't looked. It's just I've been slammed. I've got emails that I haven't even been through yet.
I was unpacking stuff even today. I didn't even get the list off of the web because I was so busy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's just it's going to take us probably most of the week to get settled back in. I have to go. I have a eye doctor's appointment tomorrow. I have to get that taken care of. I'll shoot one day, so then you're down to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, and that's kind of the way it goes. You know, you just you pick up and you make it happen. But Twisted Cat Outdoors, the end of the month. Monsters on the Ohio, the 14th. We're looking forward to getting old Aaron Wheatley on here, and Jim and Sheila, and maybe they'll bring Brandon in with us, and we'll talk about everything they got at the Catfish Bunker at Bass and More. Looking forward to that. And don't forget, guys, we're going to have a barbecue at Bass and More the Thursday before the tournament. We talked to Jim about doing that. We wanted to put put on a little barbecue event out there, and he says, you want to do it, we're going to cater her in. So the 12th, Thursday the 12th of October, Bass and More. Come on down. We're going to have burgers and hot dogs for you. It's going to be a blast. We have a great time at Bass and More every year. Those guys, they care about catfishermen, and they're going to take good care of us.
Sounds great.
Sounds
hey,
great.
everybody, we appreciate you tuning in. We've had a lot of fun here tonight. Man, we really rolled this one out. A little over an hour and a half. You know, so hey, that's okay. As long as the people want to keep tuning in, we are here to please.
That's right. We're going to keep doing it, ain't we?
Yep.
All right,
Appreciate everybody tuning in.
Absolutely. For Doc Lang, I'm Lyle Stokes. See you next Monday night on Catfish Weekly.